What's up everyone, JMetal797 here and welcome back. This is episode 6 of Horror Inside. Today I'm going to be discussing the up and coming Halloween movie that's actually going to be released on October 19th, 2018. Yes, another Halloween movie. This is going to be a direct sequel from the original Halloween in 1978. So actually it's going to be taking place 40 years after the original one. Before I watch this movie, I'm definitely going to go back and watch the original one and then watch this movie. I'm pretty excited about this movie, but I don't want to get too overly excited, only for the mere fact that we all know that sequels, prequels to any movie, not just horror, sometimes have a tendency to kind of flop and go south and just, they aren't good. You know what I mean? I have seen some sequels that are pretty decent, you know what I mean? So I'm hoping and praying that this is going to be something good. There are key factors to this as to why I'm excited here. Stuff I've been reading about that really excites me, that gives me hope that this is going to be a great movie. Alright, so before I get into the pros and cons about what I've read about this movie thus far, you know, some good things, some really good things actually, and a couple bad things that may potentially hurt this movie, I want to talk about Halloween in general. So I was probably 7 or 8 years old when I first initially saw Halloween, and it was the first movie that I ever saw, first horror movie that I ever saw where the slasher, the villain, had, you know, a mask on. So that right there, I mean, the mask it has no emotion. So when I saw that, like, I was creeped out. I couldn't even really look at the TV, sitting there like, mommy, mommy. I was terrified. His mask is the creepiest shit ever, you know what I mean? And the dude has no emotions. None. He could be a block down the road just sitting there in the middle of the road with some epic lighting behind him like I got right here. You know, some epic dentist lighting right behind him with his head cocked. Just staring at you. Like through your soul, you know what I mean? He's just like looking right through you. You can't really see his eyeballs actually, so you don't really know where he's looking, but you know, he could be a block down the road. You could run as fast as you can after you see him, and that dude will catch right up to you. Right up to you. He's got special powers like that. Some special Michael Myers powers. I think it's the mask. To be honest, I think it's the mask. He puts that thing on and he's got these magical powers where he can like levitate and just kind of boom, poof, right behind you, you know what I mean? I think he'd be a pussy without that mask. But anyway, so yeah, when I saw this movie, I was terrified. It probably gave me nightmares. Actually, when I go back and watch it, even to this day, like, it still kind of gives me a little bit of chills, you know what I mean, watching it. It's just, his character is so, he has no emotion, but he just kills. It's like set in his brain to kill, you know what I mean? Like almost like animal instinct just to kill, and he just uses that butcher knife and just gets the job done, you know what I mean? Michael Myers is a great character for that type of horror movie. And I absolutely loved the original movie. There has been a few that I've liked. There's been a lot that I didn't like. But this movie, it really does look very promising, and I have high hopes that it may turn out to be something great. Let's hope. Alright, so getting on to the pros and cons about Halloween 2018, there are a lot of positive things about this movie, what I've read so far, but there are some negative things. My personal opinion, that, you know, there's some things about this movie that could really hurt this movie in the long run. We shall see. It's going to be directed by David Gordon Green, and I've done research on him. I went back on his IMDb and seen, you know, what he's done in his career as far as movies, and all that he's done is comedy movies. And I think a couple of drama movies. He did Pineapple Express and The Sitter. Pineapple Express was hilarious. Like, I laughed my ass off, and The Sitter was good too. But the problem is that they're not horror. You know what I mean? This guy has no experience with doing horror movies that I'm aware of. Maybe he has, but I didn't see anything, you know what I mean? And that scares me a little bit. It really honestly does. David Gordon Green and David Mcbride are actually writing this movie. David Mcbride, I'm going to put a picture up. You see this guy? You guys know who he is. He actually played in Pineapple Express. He had the neck brace on. He was hilarious. You know what I mean? This guy's going to be writing the new Halloween for 2018. He's helping write this movie. Scares me. I went back on this guy's IMDb. I don't think he's worked on any horror movies at all either. You know what I mean? So this kind of makes me a little iffy about this, you know? With horror, for example, John Carpenter, you know what I mean? Like, his career is solely about horror, pretty much. You go back on, you know, on movies he's done, and it's horror. So he knows horror. He lives it, you know what I mean? Like, he has a passion for it. And then comes these guys, and they may have a vision for it, but with horror, I feel like you can't just jump into doing it. You know what I mean? Maybe, who knows? You know, maybe their vision is great, and maybe this movie will be the best horror movie of 2018. I have no idea. So those are the cons, not that many compared to the pros. Let's get into the pros here. All right, so getting into the pros about this movie, and thank God that there's pros, because I want this to be something great. I want this Halloween movie to shine, you know what I mean? I want it to be just as good as the original. We all want that with sequels, you know what I mean? But some of these pros are, it's looking good. It really is. First off, Jamie Lee Curtis is coming back. She's playing her role as Laurie Strode, and it's going to be 40 years. It's going to be a direct sequel. So 1978, 40 years later, she's going to come face to face with Michael Myers once again, and I am super pumped to see that. I really honestly am. I'm so glad that they're bringing back Jamie Lee Curtis and that she opted to play the part once again. Another awesome thing is that Nick Castle, the original actor for Michael Myers, who played Michael Myers, is coming back to play as Michael Myers. I'm going to put a picture up right here of Nick Castle. Kind of a goofy looking dude, and actually kind of resembles Adam Sandler. I'm going to put the comparison up. Let me know if you guys see it as well. They look almost identical. They could be brothers. That right there, that alone makes me want to see this movie all day. I don't give a crap if the movie sucks. I just want to see how he does as Michael Myers once again. He's much older now. But he feels that he can pull it off, and I actually have high hopes that he can. He's playing the part, and that's great news. That I'm stoked. I really honestly am. The other awesome thing is that John Carpenter is going to be the executive producer of this movie. He's going to be sitting on the sidelines. He's going to be directing. He's going to help these new up-and-coming directors as far as horror, helping them out because, you know, potentially they don't know what they're doing. They've never done horror before, and they're going to have a master, you know what I mean? Like almost like a sensei of sorts, like sitting there helping them direct this movie. And with that, I really honestly think that this is going to be a great movie. I really have high hopes. There's a couple things that I'm kind of iffy about, but with John Carpenter sitting right there, let's hope that it's going to be great. Let's just hope. Let's hope. All right, guys. So that's it for Halloween 2018. If you guys have any insight, anything that you've heard about it, anything, just leave it in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear more about it. Smash that like button. Turn that notification bell on. Please subscribe. And until the next video, guys, I'm out.